Today we're going to be opening up the Blame Game Precon for Murders of Karlov Manor. So big thing is I think these precons have a lot of good reprints in them. I think they have very good spicy reprints in them, especially for new players. And I think they have a really interesting strategy. This deck is, I think this deck was like Suspect, which is like goading but with extra steps and with added benefits. It's going to be in Boros colors, which honestly probably very on theme in my opinion, especially for Boros decks. Yeah, let's get this open and we will open up everything in the pack, even the little deck box that comes with a little collector booster pack, a life counter, and yeah, so we'll save this for the last. I'll put the life counter here, sorry about that, and we'll set the deck box up. Some of these I've opened up and they kind of come mangled up and destroyed, so not the biggest fan, but I do think that they are good for starting players that just need a little container for their deck. But alright, let's open the deck up. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Hopefully some of y'all got to play some games of Magic and had a good time doing it. So Nelly Borka. Whenever Nelly Borka Impulsive Accuser attacks a spec target creature that goad all target creatures. Whenever one or more creatures an opponent controls deals combat damage to one or more of your opponents, you and that controller of those creatures can draw a card. Or each draw a card. Okay, so like I said, it's kind of a goad strategy where you just want to suspect as many of your opponent's things and get them to attack each other, and then all of you draw cards. I like it. I would try this one out for sure. Also very like all these precons have a very Scooby-Doo theme. In my opinion, this is Fred, just for being the accuser and probably the one person that would be calling everybody out. Alright, so Nelly Borka. Feather Radiant Arbiter. Let's see if we can get a little better picture on it. Okay, here we go. Flying Lifelink, 3 costs, 2 white, red. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell that targets only Feather, you may choose any number of other creatures that spell could target and pay 2 for each of those creatures. If you do, for each of those creatures, copy that spell, copy the targets of that creature. Or copy targets that... The copy targets that creature. Sorry about that. I have my opinions on this. I think it's slightly worse than Zada, but I'd like to hear feedback. Maybe some of y'all have a different way of viewing it. Immortal Obligation. Instant. 2-drop, 1 white, 1. Return target creature from an opponent's graveyard to the battlefield under your control with a duty counter on it. For as long as that creature has a duty counter on it, it is goaded, can't attack you or permanent you control, it can't block creatures you control. I think this card needs a little more attention drawn to it. Some instant speed. Instant speed, I guess what? Politics. You can get your opponent's biggest creature back, something they're looking for, and you can goad it, but you're also giving them something in return, or you can return... Oh no, never mind, sorry, it's only the opponent's graveyard. So you can kind of like save somebody, which is cool. I like this card, I'd like to try this one out too. Alright, Otherworldly Escort. He has Flash, 4 drop, 3 generic, 1 white. Human Detective, Flash. When Otherworldly Escort dies, if it's not a spirit, return to the battlefield under your control with 4 charge counters on it. It's a Spirit Detective. Ooh. 1 generic white tap, remove a charge counter from Otherworldly Escort, destroy target creature that dealt damage to you this turn. He's a 4/3. I don't know. I just like the flash block, but that's just me. Redemption Art. Okay. 2 generic white, enchantment aura. Enchant creature has indestructible and is goaded. Exile enchanted creature. Okay. So now you can effectively target the thing that you're scared of, make it attack everyone else, and then when you can't deal with it or you're ready for it to go, you can just exile it. Probably some more political shenanigans with this guy. Another one of my favorites for this deck. So far, anyway. Trouble in Pairs. 2 generic, 2 white enchantment. If an opponent would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. Whenever an opponent attacks you with 2 or more creatures, draw their second card each turn, or cast their second spell each turn. You draw a card. I know this card has some value on it right now. I know it's a big white, kind of stop all, answer all, draw more cards, which is pretty sick. I think it's fine. I think the power creep for white is going to be good. I think white deserves a little bit of love, but it does get kind of crazy with what it has already. I don't know. It's alright. Not something I'm super interested in. Havoc Eater. 5 generic, 2 red. Flying Elemental. Enters the battlefield for each opponent. Go up to 1 target creature. Put a 1/1 counter on it. And where X is the total power creature's coded this way. So you can get up to 3 counters on it, make it a 6/6 flyer and goat some stuff. Nothing too crazy. Hot Pursuit, 2 drop red enchantment, 1 generic, 1 red. When it's the battlefield, suspect target creature opponent controls. As long as it remains on the field, that creature is also goaded. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, 2 more players have lost the game. Gain control of all goaded suspected creatures and tap them. They have haste until the end of the turn. I think this will be good with something like Disrupt Decorum or Taunt the Ramparts. I think that's like the big idea of this is like you just take everything in one go when it's like you and someone else. This could be fun. I have a lot of dreams I want to accomplish with this card. Mob Verdict. Each player secretly votes for another player. Those votes are revealed. For each vote an opponent received, it deals 2 to that player to each creature they control. For each vote you receive, draw a card. I just can't see it being good, but I like the vote. Prisoner's Dilemma. Each opponent secretly chooses Silence or Snitch, then the choices are revealed. If each opponent chose Silence, it deals 4 to each of them. If each opponent chose Snitch, it deals 8 to each of them. Otherwise, it deals 12 to each opponent who chose Silence. This would be funny if only everybody chooses Silence and someone snitched, and then you hit them for that 12. Other than that, really cool card. I want to play it just because I think it's funny. And it's got flashback, so you can hit them twice with it, potentially. Take the Bait. 4 drop, 2 generic white red. Cast this on during an opponent's turn, on during combat. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to you and planeswalkers you control, and tap all attacking creatures and goad them. After this phase, there's additional combat phase. I support it already just because you're saving yourself and then having someone else attack other people, which is hilarious. Ransom Note. Enters the battlefield, Surveil. Cloak the top card of your pay 2, sacrifice, cloak the top card of your library, go target creature, or draw a card. It exists. Don't care for it. Angel of Ruins, flying, exile target 2 artifacts or enchantments with plain cycling. Comeuppance, another good reprint that I'm glad I finally have. I never had one. Instant, 4 drop, 1 white, 3 generic, prevent all damage that will be dealt to you and planeswalkers you control this turn. by sources you don't control. If a damage from a creature source permanent this way, or if damage from a creature source is prevented this way, comeuppance deals that much damage to that creature. If a damage from a non-creature source is prevented this way, it deals that much damage to its source's controller. I've never seen it actually used, but I've always thought about using this, and I think this will be a great way to give someone their comeuppance. Darien, King of Keljor, prevent whenever you are dealt damage, you make that many soldiers. Yeah, alright, go to a little reprint. Duelist Heritage, whatever one or more creatures attack, you may have target creature gain double strike. Another political card I heavily agree with. Elspeth, Sun's Champion. Good little creature, or good little body maker. Destroy something with 4 or greater, and then you can possibly give all your stuff 2/2 and flying, which is alright. Keeper of the Accord. 3 generic white. You're up and more lands than you. Okay, more white land ramp body makers. It's okay. Lauren of the Third Path. This is a cool little reprint. Went up for a little bit. I randomly pulled one time. Didn't think much of it. Then I used it one time and it's not bad. It's another little political way of being like, hey, I'll give you this and I can destroy something. I like Lauren. Promise of Loyalty. Board wipe, and then everything with a vow counter can't touch you basically, or can't attack you, so it's alright as long as it got that vow counter. I like this. Selfless Squire, prevent damage that would be dealt to you this turn, and then it gets 1/1 counters when you flash cast it. Saved me a few times, I like it. Sephir's Reclamation, Flashback, Sun Titan ability. Sorry about that, y'all. Video stopped. I hit my time limit on it. So anyway, Smuggler's Share. Beginning of in-step, draw a card for each opponent. Drew 2 or more cards this turn. Create a treasure token for each opponent who had 2 or more lands into the battlefield this turn under their control. Good way to get some advantage. I like it. Stalking Leonin. Choose somebody secretly. Reveal the person you chose. Exile target attacking creature that's attacking you. It's controlled by that player. Activate only once. Fun little gimmicky way to get rid of stuff. Sun Titan. Good card. Tired of seeing it at every precon. Windboard Muse. Some Pillow Fort for white on a body. Winds of Wrath. Destroy all non-enchanted creatures that can't be regenerated. Agitator Ant. Goad. Everyone has the choice to give stuff 1/1 counters, and they're goaded if they do, so that's cool. Brash Taunter with the new art, looking clean. I like it. Not great, but I like it. It's cool. This, my child. Disrupt Decorum. Go to all creatures you don't control. Simple and cheap. I like this card. This is by far one of my tops for this deck. Itali Primal Storm. Once again, another card I'm tired of seeing. Fiendish Duo. First strike. If a source would deal damage to an opponent, deals double that damage to that player instead. I like it, especially if you goad stuff. Now your opponents are dealing double what they would have been dealing. But it could paint you as a target pretty quick, so I guess it's, you gotta make it count when you play it. Frontier Warmonger. More creatures attack one of your opponents or planeswalkers. They control creatures they control, or those creatures gain menace. Another cool way to exploit the fact that you're goading everything. I like this. Very cool reprint, but sad that it got downshifted to uncommon. Kazul, another cool pillow fort for red. Someone attacks you, they can pay 3, or you get a 3/3 ogre. I like it. I play Kresh, so this is like a really fun way to make bodies and kind of deter people from attacking you. Spectacular Showdown. Put double strike counter on target creature. Goad that creature that had a double strike counter put on it this way. Overload it due to everything you don't control. I love the new art on it. I love this card. Once again, it's like a Disrupt Decorum, but the extra 3 mana I think goes a long way. Vengeful Ancestor, cool reprint, cool art. Flying, whenever it enters or attacks, go target creature. Whenever a go creature attacks, it deals 1 to its controller. Along with the Fiendish Duo and like a Disrupt Decorum or Spectacular Showdown, this will... You can set up a potential like deadly board state just from goading people, which is hilarious. Don't care for Anya, the Merciless Angel. She gets flying, or she has flying, gets 3/3 for each opponent's life is less than half their starting life. As long as the opponent's life is less than half their starting life, she has indestructible. It's okay, but I don't think it fits this theme. Boros Reckoner, 3 Boros mana. You can pay the hybrid red-white 3 times. When he's dealt damage, you deal that much damage to any target, and you pay Boros hybrid, and he gains double strike, or first strike. He's fun. I like him. I think he's a cool little early game blocker for you. Deflecting Palm, cool little instant. Next time a source would deal damage to you, you can prevent it. And if it's prevented this way, it deals that much damage to its source controller. So, fun little 2-drop card just to be like surprise. And Gisela, another big heavy hitter. Any damage that would be dealt to you is halved. Any damage dealt to your opponents is doubled. Pretty sick. Ancient Stone Idol. Flash, you can do it on someone else's turn when you go to all their stuff. It costs 1 less for each thing attacking, so potentially you could get this thing for free. It costs 10 normally. When he dies, he makes a 6/12 artifact with trample. He's cool. I think he's neat. Not great. Solemn Simulacrum, some ramp. Steel Hellkite, destroys some stuff. Tome of Legends, put a page counter on it when it enters. Put a page counter with something that when your commander attacks or enters the battlefield. Sorry, it's card draw. Castle Ardenvale. Unless you control planes, enters tapped, makes a body. Don't care for it. Exotic Orchard, good little mana fixer. I love the snarls, so very cool. Care Keep, I don't care for it, don't know why it's in here, but there it is. Labyrinth of Skopos, Maze of Ith, but you have to pay 4, so not as good. Manland, got double strike, so it's a alright surprise blocker, I guess. Graveyard removal. Vigilance and haste, so you can get something quick out. Some scrying. Throwing a High City on the Monarch. More room, another cool draw land. Then Ghostly Prison for more Pillow Fort. Choose a creature, planes or control. Damage will be dealt. Okay, so protect something. That's fine. Martial Impetus, more goading. More political, don't touch me. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Love this. Destroy or exile target attacking creature. It's another good one. Vow of Duty. Another goad sort of mechanic. Wall of Omens. Some good cheap draw. Curse of Opulence. More mana, more incentivizing. Rite of Raging Storm Spirits, another oldie but goodie. Shiny Impetus, more goad. Vow of Lightning, same thing, still kind of goad. Arcane Signet, Bloodthirsty Blade, Felwar Stone, Mind Stone, Soul Ring. Love the talismans. Thought Vessel, Access Tunnel, Ash Barrens, Garrison, Command Tower. I think this is a good little card. Escape Tunnel. Get some cheap damage in. Myriad Landscape, Reliquary Tower, Rogue's Passage, Sun Home. Another cool, it's an option to give someone else's thing double strike, which is, it can be pretty big. Temple, and then these should all be basics and tokens. Yes. So I do want to look at the token arts though. Here's your construct from your big artifact man, your human tokens, soldier tokens, some gold, and then a little how to play card, and then they are double-sided. Soldier, some ogres, some kobolds, more ogres, the monarch, treasure, and the lightning rager. Alright, so now let's quickly open up the collector pack. I don't know what you can get out of this, but I'm hoping for something big. Usually never happens, but it could happen. Okay. Ooh, Ezram Agency Chief. Flying, enters battlefield and investigate twice. Sacrifice an artifact. He gains choices of vigilance, lifelink, or hexproof. 5/5, not bad. I like this. And then a fanatical strength. Target creature gets 3/3 and trample for instant. This is cool. Love this art. These arts are cool. Too bad the set's probably not the strongest, but it's got some cool cards. Well, that's it for the Blame Game Precon. I will be posting all 4 of the Precons, and I want to hear back from everybody. Have any suggestions? Let's talk about the Fallout stuff that's coming out, what you're excited for, and the Fallout Junction stuff. Thunder, or is it? Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Very excited for that. So I'll see y'all on the next one, and I'll talk to y'all later.